Hello, my name is Trinity and this is Defy Skies, and I'm going to be reviewing Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone. Me and Madison actually talked about this, why we wanted to do children's books first. And it all starts off with our love of reading. And for me, I didn't start loving to read till I read Harry Potter. And that's because it was the first book that it made me feel like I was part of the book. It made me fully immersed, it made me excited to read it. There was nothing like it for me at the time. And it actually came out the year I was born, and I was first introduced when I was 7. So for me, I was just waiting for my letter. I loved the books, I loved how creative it was. It was so different than anything I had read. It was so mature, yet all the characters were so thought out. And it made you feel like they were real people. And you could always identify with someone no matter what stage of life you were in. You were there in the book, it felt like. At least for me. So, let me start off with the beginning. For me, it's the most boring, but it's necessary. You learn why Harry is the way he is. His parents died and he was given to his aunt and uncle, and they don't like him. No one likes him. The people in his school don't like him because they're scared of his cousins. His cousin Dudley doesn't like him. His aunt and uncle doesn't like him. He lives in a freaking closet. So he doesn't know what it's like to even be liked, loved, or especially admired. So when he goes to Hogwarts, it's a whole new world in so many more ways than one. For me, it was so great because it seemed real because the people seemed real in such a magical and fantasy kind of world. So because of that, you could feel like you were there in a way. So all the way to when he meets Ron Weasley, just by happenstance, trying to get hit through platform 9 3/4, all the way to where he meets Hermione on the train, and then he gets sorted into Gryffindor, praying that he doesn't get Slytherin because all you've heard is bad things. He questions everything, he's curious about everything, he doesn't understand anything. He doesn't understand why everyone looks at him in awe, he doesn't understand. And neither do you. Hermione, Ron, and Harry. Their whole friendship to me just seems so great and well developed. He starts off immediately loving Ron. They get along so well, whereas Hermione, not really. If anything, kind of the opposite, which is kind of normal with a lot of friendships. You don't always just start the ball rolling. And with Hermione, that's how it was. They didn't get along, they didn't like how she had to know everything. But ironically, that's the same reason why they learned to love her too. And why her friendship works so well with them. It's because they are just a blend of people that are so different yet so alike, because they are just good people. Hermione and them don't become friends until she's crying in a bathroom. And they hear about it from other people because Ron had said something rude, and she obviously didn't take it well. And there was a troll loose, and out of everyone that knew she was crying, out of everyone that knew she wasn't there, 2 people, regardless of how they felt about her, went to save her. They were just good people, and so was Hermione. That was proven when Professor McGonagall went there and saw what had happened, and she was like, hey, it's all my fault. I was looking for the troll. And to me, and I said in the book, that sealed their friendship for pretty much ever. And I think that's true with a lot of the book, is these moments that you see are just sown throughout the text. Like how you feel about Snape is, you know how you feel about Snape from the very beginning. You don't like him, he doesn't like Harry, you think he's the bad guy because he'd done nothing but shown that he doesn't like Harry. If maybe he was in Slytherin, it would have been different, who knows? But he wasn't, and he treated him badly. So you believed it when you thought that he took control of his broom during the Quidditch match. you thought that he was trying to kill Harry. You thought he was trying to take the Sorcerer's Stone, because the way that they showed Snape, the way that Snape treated Harry throughout the entire book led you to only him. With all that in mind, one of my favorite things about this book is how everyone's important plays such an important role in this book. Hermione, what everyone really points out so much is how in every book they wouldn't have made it through it, but without Ron and Harry they wouldn't have either. Harry discovered the mirror, then showed it to Ron. Harry connected the dots that Voldemort was still alive. Harry knew that someone was trying to get past Fluffy. Harry was the one that, well, with the help of the others, helped find out why they were able to get past Fluffy from Hagrid. Ron, if it wasn't for Ron, they wouldn't have gotten past the chest. If it wasn't for Ron, they might, well, partially because of Harry, they wouldn't have gone after Hermione, and they wouldn't have defeated the troll. If it wasn't for Hermione, they wouldn't have gone past the potions or Devil's Snare. All of them played such an important role in this story. Even Neville Longbottom, he was a side character, just like a lot of the professors, yet played such a good role, and even though he's not a main character, you understand him. He has such a dark history, just as dark as Harry, if not darker, and you love that he stands up for friends even though you know what they're doing is right. You admire Neville for it. You admire that Neville was brave enough to go out there and help them, like, pass the dragon off. Like, these were all such important parts that a side character did. And that's so great, because side characters weren't just an afterthought. They were something weaved into the story that, even though they're not front and center the whole time, you get to know them just as well. Because they all have stories and they're all people. And I think that's so important with this story, is that everyone's important and they all have a role to play, and if it wasn't for every person in this story, Voldemort might not have eventually gotten defeated. And that's why it's one of my favorite stories. Thank you for getting this far into this video, and thank you for being here for my journey of rereading the first Harry Potter book. There's actually still 6 other books I should probably read because I don't remember them. And there was so much I loved and didn't remember from this first book that I can't wait to rediscover in the other books. You want to be here for that journey? Like and subscribe, and maybe comment down below something you liked about Harry Potter, maybe something that you didn't like, or things you maybe want to criticize about this own video or wish I'd put in. Comment down below, and see you next time. Bye!